Happy Friday, guys. What's up? Welcome into another episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault at Sports Talk Matt. My handle across all socials, and this podcast being brought to you by omahasteaks.com. Semi-annual sale going on right now. Juice, the code that will give you that 50% off across the entire site. Plus, it's going to give you $30 off at checkout. Additionally, at omahasteaks.com. Promo code JUICE for the semi-annual sale going on right now at omahasteaks.com. Okay, losing night for Thursday. We continue to be ice cold. Ice cold in the NFL. 0-2 on the bets, down 1.6 units on the NFL. We get college football right again, so college continues to be very profitable, saves the day, so to speak. And then the injury, unfortunately, to the tight end that we had bet. And, you know, it's one of those situations where you go into it and you're like, how come everyone wound up on Luke Musgrave? Where did that come from? Very interesting. I bet overnight. I bet my own stuff. And then, like, everybody in the content space was on that prop. And I was like, man, why is everybody on that prop? And then they got a concussion in the second quarter. So killed that bet, unfortunately, because in the second half, he probably would have been a big part of the offense for the Packers. But game goes over. We miss on that, unfortunately, there. That was frustrating. I did come back with a plus 15.5 live bet that I got that right. We talked about that on the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat to get into that. But a losing night, we do get college football break, and then the Dodgers lose. I mean, man, Jays easy, big win. I should just bet Braves and the Blue Jays, but I bet the Dodgers because I really thought that the Rockies with an opener weren't going to be very productive, and the Dodgers got spanked, so we lost that. So down 1.2 units on the day. So did a little accounting. So we're down 1.6 units on the week. For the month of September, there are 2 days left, today and tomorrow, for betting in the month. We are up 4.14 units for the month of September. So if I have a winning day in one of the next 2 days, we'll have a winning month of September, which is good. I always talk about that. We stack winning weeks. We stack winning months. That's what we want to try to do, right? Slow and steady. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is the long haul, ups and downs, good weeks and bad weeks. We had a week in September where we won over 6 units. We've had a week where we were literally flat. I was up 0.004 units, like literally flat. Had another week where I was down. What week was that? I was down 2.15 units and 1.6 units. So 3 weeks so far, up 1.6, up 6.25, up 0.004. And then weeks I was down 2.15 and 1.6 units since we started September. So that's how you get to the up 4.14 units. 3 bets, all in college football. Baseball's a mess today. Can't get into it. Maybe tomorrow on Saturday I'll get back into baseball, but not today. Today is, oh boy, real crazy with pitchers and who's in, who's out, who's going to play whom. Very complicated and difficult. Hard to bet baseball. So 3 college football bets. We got 4 games, 3 bets to give you guys here in just 1 second. But first and foremost, let me tell you about our friends at Fanimal. You love going to events. I love going to events. We all hate hidden fees. They suck. We know that customer service can be awful, and coordinating with your friends to go to events can be really tough as well. Fanimal has you covered. Concerts, festivals, football, baseball, basketball, whatever. No fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Fanimal has incredibly inexpensive tickets on the internet. They know how tough it is to get everybody together to go to an event. So Fanimal has a patented group purchasing system, which makes it easy to split payments with you, your friends, anyone who's going to go to the event with you guys. You don't commit until your friends do. You pick the seats, you pick how many tickets you want to pay for yourself, and you send the link to your friends. When they join the group, everybody gets charged separately, and your tickets are then secured. Very easy. Fanimal has amazing customer service and great 5-star reviews across the internet. Next time you need tickets, go to Fanimal.com or download the Fanimal app and use the promo code FanimalJuice for $20 off your first purchase. Check out Fanimal and experience more. Fanimal Juice for $20 off your first purchase. Okay, so I got picks going through the whole night. Okay, we got 3 games that we're going to kind of stagger. So if you're sitting home on a Friday night, I got football for you, okay? Been pretty good in college football. Where is the updated resume? We are 22-12 in college football, up 8.7 units. It's pretty good. Props are now 10-9 in the NFL, down 0.3 units, so basically flat. And then the NFL is 8-14 with a down 6.4 units in the NFL now. So not good, obviously. I'm never good in both. Either I'm hot in one and cold in the other. I'm going to flip. I'm going to be cold in college football at some point and red hot in the NFL. It's just how this is going to go. But for right now, we're going to ride college. 3 college bets to give you guys here right now. Utah's at Oregon State. Everyone is on Oregon State. I mean, everybody. No one's taking Utah. The injuries are too great. Who is the quarterback? Who is the running back? 2 wide receivers down. Offensive linemen down. Defensive guys. Utah is a damn good defense, though. Utah. Look, I'll probably in-game Oregon State. I'll say that. If I can get Oregon State under 3, I'll probably in-game Oregon State. Okay? I should say that at the top. But the total is 44.5. Utah's defense is legitimate. They are 4-0 to the under this season. They are averaging 13 points per game given up. That's really good. Oregon State's 3-1 to the over, but they haven't played a defense anywhere near the caliber of Utah and what Kyle Whittingham builds out west here in Utah. Utah is averaging 10.3 points per game defensively. They are, per play, yards per play, excuse me. Their offense, 19.3, giving up. Utah's offense averaging about 19.3 yards per game. Utah's 8th in the country in terms of, Oregon State is 8th in the country rushing yards per play. Utah's number 2 defensively, stopping the run yards per play. They are number 1 on third down, only giving up 17% completion or conversions on third down, and they have 1.7 takeaways per game. There's rain in the forecast. It probably will be out of there by the time the game kicks off, but behind it will be temperatures in the upper 40s. Not going to be nice. Corvallis is not going to be a nice place here. Oregon State's at home, so I do think Oregon State being favored is the right side. 4.5 points, I don't know. Again, I want under 3. If I'm going to take Oregon State, I want it under 3. I do think it's a really tight football game, but I'm going to think that Utah goes to 5-0 to the under this year, under 44.5 for 1.1 units between Oregon State and Utah. Bet number 2, BYU is at home taking on Cincinnati. The last 20 times that BYU has been a home dog, they're 12-8 ATS. They're 10-10 straight up. They're also 14-5 to the under. The under is live in this game. I do lean towards the under between BYU and Cincinnati. 2 games in September last year, they were +3 and +7 dogs. They won both games outright. Now, different team every year. I got it. But playing in Provo ain't easy. It is hard. This is the second trip for Cincinnati to Provo in their history. They lost the last time in 2015, 38-24. It's the first Big 12 conference home game in the history of BYU at LaVell Edwards Stadium. This is the first year for Scott Satterfield to be at Cincinnati. UC is 2-2 ATS on the year, back-to-back losses straight up and ATS. This would be 3 straight potentially for Cincinnati. BYU is 1-3 ATS, but they beat Arkansas on the road, which is pretty impressive. They are 0-2 ATS this season at home. Big spreads. Maybe not interested. Maybe BYU wasn't as interested as they should have been. Offensively, they've got issues. They can't run the football, okay? 2.3 yards per rush, not good, but they can pass. 6.4 yards per completion. Cincinnati gives up over 8 yards per pass play. BYU should be able to exploit the pass here tonight and then maybe play action to run the football. They may need to pass in order to run, which is kind of backwards. BYU, 1.7 takeaways per game. Huge key to this game. They have got to turn the ball over. They've got to keep Cincinnati from forcing turnovers of them. They got to win the turnover battle here. BYU has to do it, but I think BYU wins the game outright here. Friday night is going to be rocking. I know it's the Mormons and it's not typical, but look, this is going to be a tough place to play. They get fired up when they see teams for the first time coming in or second time coming in, but the first time this is a conference game for BYU. I'll take the home Cougars, +1 BYU, +1 at home up against Cincinnati. And the third bet is the first game of the week, first game of the night. Louisville at NC State. Line's 3.5, okay? This is the last game on my card. I went back and forth on this for a while. The game opened up at 3.5. It currently is 3.5. Okay, that tells you that the line is right. Louisville is averaging 38.7 points per game in Jeff Brom's first year as the head coach of the Cardinals. He's 4-0 in his first year. The NC State, he's 4-0. Yeah, NC State's 0-4 ATS, 3-1 straight up, 2-2 ATS for Louisville. The offense is not scoring for NC State. NC State should be able to, Louisville should be able to throw the ball. They're averaging 11.6 yards per pass play. That's third best in FBS. 8.3 yards given up per pass play for the defense for NC State. That's almost out of the top 100. That's the key to this. I think Louisville is going to throw all over NC State. I know they're on the road, but I think the offense for NC State can't keep up with Louisville's offense. I'm going to lay the 3.5 points here. I'm going to take Louisville minus 3.5 on the road favored here at minus 110 to win this game by 7 points or more. Tulsa was last night, kind of a similar thought. I don't think this game is going to be very close. I think Louisville should win it going away. You look at some of the games that we've seen with NC State this season, and it's been sort of the Virginia game, like I've watched NC State, and I've not been like overwhelmingly blown away going like, man, look what they've been able to do. These guys are phenomenal. These guys have taken care of business. NC State was 14.5-point favorites against UConn. They won by 10. They were catching 7 against Notre Dame at home, lost by 21. They were laying 43 against Virginia Military. They won by 38. They were laying 7.5 against Virginia. They won by 3. That was on the road. That was somewhat of a shocking type of game where they should have won that game going away, laying 7.5 points, only won by 3. That was the game. I mean, it was one of the games where you're like, wait a minute, like what the heck just happened? How did they not annihilate Virginia, who's not very good? 24-21 was the final in that game. Louisville's coming off of a 56-28 beatdown of Boston College when they were at home. They played Indiana on a neutral field, won the game 21-14, beat Murray State 6-0, and beat Georgia Tech in the opener in Atlanta 39-34. I don't have a feel for the total in this game. I would lean over 55.5. I think we do see some offense, some scoring. I don't love Louisville's defense to stop NC State, but I'm going to lay to 3.5 points. Louisville, minus 3.5, 1.1 units down. All right, 3 bets for us here on a Friday night, 3.3 units in play. We're going under Utah and Oregon State, 44.5. We're going BYU at home, +1. You can bet money line if you want. I think BYU wins the game, but I'll take the +1 just in case. Home dog, BYU, +1 for 1.1 units. And I'm laying 3.5 with Louisville at NC State here tonight. Let's keep it going here with college football. Let's have a good night, 2-1 at worst. Let's even get a 3-0 going here for college football on a Friday night as we head to Saturday. Big games, obviously, on Saturday and then into Sunday, where I try to pick up the pieces from my betting on the NFL as to where we are. But let's close the month out strong here with 2 days left for us going into the October month. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt each and every morning. The Daily Juice Podcast, always being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.